So I'm here with Matt, we're at GSX, and we're looking at, everyone now has analytics, and Bosch does a great job with it, but how do we do it better? And what are some of the solutions that we can use analytics for?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think the magic of analytics is cameras take pictures. That's the whole point of a camera. But as you can see here, there's a lot going on with the camera analysis. The camera's essentially taking notes.
Right.
And those notes are streamed from the camera along with the video in the form of metadata. So that metadata can be used to identify specific circumstances in the video, but also to retroactively look for things in the video. And being able to sort through those notes, very quickly find events that are relevant, is a key component. Now, to your other question about why these are better. Analytics don't live on a data sheet. They live in the real world. The real world is messy. It has bad lighting. It has bad weather, those sorts of things. This is the most mature analytics product on the market, along with the latest in neural network detectors that allow us to operate in those really challenging environments. Again, get off the data sheet and get into the real world.
So, and I guess to bring a little bit around, that our analytics live on the cameras. They live on the edge. So very little processing at the head end for that. Now you talk about metadata. So the metadata along with the video, how much does that take up in storage?
It's minute, less than 5%. What we see in the real world is more like 2%.
Gotcha.
So it's a very small add. The other thing is there are some circumstances where we don't even need the video, where we're just pulling metadata. So when you get into 5G or less LTE scenarios where you can't stream video out necessarily, but you might want the information about how many cars drove by, we just send the information, but we don't have to send the video with it.
So in that live environment, there's an operator usually somewhere by. How are we going to use the metadata, the analytics in that type of environment?
There's a number of ways. So if we identify circumstances that are important to that operator, as you know, it's really difficult to follow a bunch of different monitors. But using video analytics, we can drive the relevant content directly to that operator. So we can kind of see an example of that. And then there's also a deterrent factor. So if we switch to this other scene here, we've got a few tasks. So when this truck goes from this field to this field, we've deemed that to be relevant.
Oversized vehicle approaching.
We trigger an announcement in real time based on that. As soon as the truck goes by, the announcement quits. But we could also drive that to the operator so that we have that relevant information. We have another one for jaywalking. So we'll have a jaywalker here. So basically, I'm just defining what parts of the video are relevant to me so that the operator doesn't have to look all the time. It's bringing the information to him or her. Yeah, so one of the things that we're seeing really emerge, in addition to driving relevant data to the operators, is also driving relevant data to the scene while it's happening and creating a deterrence factor. So the two main ways we do that are with white visible light. So we can actually turn a light on, and often that will prevent the security issue from happening. The other is with audio. So we just recently introduced our IP video speaker that has direct network connectivity to the camera. The camera sees an event, again, finds that relevant content, and then makes an announcement without any intervention from the outside, sending it directly to the speaker saying, please clear the area, or there's a dangerous situation, or whatever announcement we want. Because of the detections being so granular, you can have multiple announcements or even escalating announcements to deter security events as they're happening.
Now, we're talked about live. Now, how about on the playback side of it? So already something has occurred, and now at this point, I want to be able to go into the video and be able to see certain things. How do I do that, or what's being used for that?
That's really where the magic of the note-taking, the metadata, comes alive. So you can see these kind of funny little crayon marks here. The whole system is based on two pieces of information. We have an object, those objects are bounded, and we have a track. And everything else is filters on those pieces of information. So for example, right now the camera's taking a note that I see an object, I think it's a car, it's made up of these colors, it's this size, it's this shape, etc. So all of that is stored. Think of it as we're taking a really boring movie, but we're also writing the script to that movie. So you might not know that you're looking for a red car in real time. There's no way for me to set up a task, but I can retroactively search those notes and find the relevant red cars in the last 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
That's where the metadata really comes alive.
Okay, excellent. Matt, thank you so much. It's been very helpful to hear in a layman's term, how exactly we're looking at live analytics, the metadata after the fact, forensically searching, and where it sits and resides, either in the camera or at the head end.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
You got it.